everybody, welcome back to another Random Sam Epic Mom. Time for a book review, and this one is awesome. The author is J.C. Lynn, and it is For Whom the Bell Tolls. Now, this book is not only amazing in itself, which is going to end up being one of my books that I reread regularly because it's such an amazing book. It is a prequel to a TikTok YouTube series that I watch whenever I need to, have a good laugh or, feel good about just the day. So, I gotta forewarn you guys ahead of time. This book does deal with sex, it deals with belief systems, it deals with questioning the hierarchy of what we're taught. It deals with sexuality. It deals with judgments, punishment. It deals with facing life challenges. And it has so many emotional ups and downs. It deals with child abuse. It deals with just abuse in general and good versus evil. This book will make you cry. It'll make you laugh. It'll open up all of your heart. So, if you really want a great read, this is going to be it, guys. This is just amazing. Now, it starts off with our character, Lily. Lily is diagnosed with terminal cancer. Her insurance company refused to allow extensive testing when she first started having problems, and so when she finally pays out of pocket to get testing done, they find that it's too late, it's already spread, and they give her an option. She can either continue on, have some very expensive treatments done, which might prolong her life for an extra 6 months, or she's got about 6 months to a year to live with no treatments. And Lily realizes that she has to make a decision. She can either do the treatments, which she can't afford. It would financially cripple her family. The treatments would be painful and draining for her, and she doesn't want to go through that. She doesn't want to. She's already in pain. She's already struggling. She does not want to do that, and she doesn't want to put her family through that. So she has to confront her family. She has to tell them her decision, even though it goes against everything that they believe. And that's tough. And through her ending her life, she didn't kill herself, but through the end period of her life, she's trying to be there for her friends and her family. And her family's part of this big religious community, which she has stepped away from, her and her siblings did, because it was a really screwed up community. Because she grew up in one of those Christian communities where it is very hypocritical, is very judgmental, and they did not really follow the true teachings of the church. It was more along the lines of how they could control others. So again, that's very common, but what are you going to do? So in this, it goes over that and being there, facing that, and then it takes you down to the afterlife. And I love how she portrays the afterlife. The afterlife is pretty much, hey, you get to choose. Which way are you going to be judged? Which religion do you want to be judged? Or do you just want universal judgment? And you're judged by your actions. If you choose to be judged by the Christian belief system, that's how you're going to be judged. If you're going to be judged by, the Jewish belief system or the Hindus or whatever, you have to follow that judgment. Universal judgment is just going to give you that. If you are a good person and you've earned your paradise, you get a paradise. If you are punished, you're going to get your punishment. And if judgment says, if you do universal judgment, they give you options. Okay, you're going to be punished. These are your options. So again, it's all about free will and choice, even in the afterlife, which I love. And so Lily goes, she's not sure, but she's like, okay, I'm going to do this. And Lily is an amazing person, both in life and in the afterlife, because she's very blunt. She is very sarcastic. I love her character. She is very open. She's had trauma. She's had hard decisions in her life. Coming from a very religious background, she's had to find herself despite that really... I don't want to say that all Christianity is bad, but her situation was really toxic. And I can understand that because I grew up in a very mixed situation where my mom's Catholic, dad's Methodist, stepdad's Mormon. I went to all the different churches, and there are good churches out there and there's bad churches. There are good communities and there are really crappy communities who are just controlling, and they're not really following the Bible. They're just following what they think can control everybody around them. So I think that's true in any religion, but, my opinion. So with this one, she goes for universal judgment, and she is given her own paradise. When you go into the afterlife, you get to find out about all the other lives you've had before if you've reincarnated in the past. So she gets a vague idea of what her past lives have been like. And in this, she ends up meeting, right away, demons. And she's not scared by them. She's not, leery like everybody else is. She's very open. She's open to all the deities. She's open to everybody. And because she's such a smart aleck and such a, very blunt, honest person, she just makes friends with everybody. She becomes friends with Persephone. She becomes friends with the demons at the gate of hell. She does this. And because all of her life, she'd been told that, okay, if you do this, you're going to burn in hell. If you do this, you're going to burn in hell. If you do this, you're going to burn in hell. And all during her last year of life, while she was suffering, a lot of people in her parents' church community kept telling her, oh, you need to come back to the church. You need to come back to the church or you're going to die and burn in hell. Great attitude, by the way. Yeah, that's not horrible. And so she's finding, she doesn't want to really go into heaven. She doesn't want to see what heaven ends up being like. Because she, passed universal judgment, she can go to any realm she wants. She can check it out. But she's like, I want to know what the big deal is about hell. So she goes down to hell. Just as a soul. She's not going to be punished down there or anything. She goes down to the Christian hell. And she spent most of her life in retail, in customer service. And she sees all these souls being processed through the gates of hell, and they're just jerks. They are self-righteous. Well, do you have any idea who I am? How dare you? And all these people arguing. And she's like, you know what? You're not going to do this. You are not going to be rude to these demons. And she goes in and she starts offering to help. And through this one act of wanting to help these guys who are just doing their jobs. And she sees that the demons, they're not the bad guys. They have the tough job of dishing out the punishment that these souls earned. And I think as an adult, as I got older, I realized how much God gave Lucifer a tough job. He's got to punish those who sinned. He's got to make sure the punishment fits the sin. And that's what all these demons are doing, because they have to make sure you get sent to the right level of hell. Like levels 3 down to 9, that is really bad punishment. But you can work your way up as you grow as a person. Levels 1 and 2 of hell are more like therapy sessions to help you become a better person so you can reincarnate. The point is that these demons, they might look big and scary, but Lily is just an open person. She offers friendship. She offers to beat the crap out of the really evil ones. And through this, she becomes friends with deities. She becomes friends with Aphrodite. She has trivia night with them. She makes friends with angels. She makes friends with other realms. And through this, just her openness, you really get to see things from a different perspective. In it, she will also find Sharky. Now, if you guys have watched her series, Hell's Bells, wonderful series, you will know that Sharky is her adopted daughter. She found Sharky when Sharky died as a little kid, and Sharky's foster mom told her that she was going to go to hell. So Lily, who had had trauma in her past also, decides to help Sharky and take Sharky. Sharky gets to talk to Lucifer, and Lucifer explains, Sharky, you don't belong here. Sharky, you are a good person. And through that, they grow as a people. They form that bond. Lily becomes her mom. Even though Lily never got to be a mom in life, she gets to be a mom in the afterlife. And it's through that bond she gets that. She's going to eventually meet Belle, and she's going to build a relationship that in life she never found that connection with anybody. She always felt as if nobody was willing to love her for who she is. But with Belle, who happens to be a demon prince, she's going to find the connection. She's going to find that friendship, that jokingness, that person who compliments her, who is her perfect pair. And even though they're going to be fighting, another entity, another universe that's trying to break in, they're going to work together. They're going to build an amazing life. And Lily's going to have to decide, does she want to give up reincarnation to stay with Belle, or is she going to eventually want to reincarnate? And this story, again, it just takes on so many different aspects, guys, about how we are as people, how we affect those around us, how all those choices that we make matter. And Lily really emphasizes, through meeting people in hell, by helping out the demons, by setting up the help desk in hell, that people are not just one or the other. Every choice we make determines what type of person we are. And Lily was scared when she first got there that she was going to be judged as a bad person. But even though we make bad choices, doesn't make us a completely bad person, that we can grow as a person, we can become a better person. And I love that. I love that this story really emphasized, I loved getting the backstory of how Belle is his full name, and Lily met. I loved how Lily made these friendships. I love how this ordinary soul changed so much by just having an open heart and not realizing it. I love how there's so much in the story that made me cry and made me have so much hope. And JC Lynn, when I saw her shorts on YouTube, I thought, oh my God, there's somebody who thinks just like me, who has the same attitude like that, the afterlife's going to be like that, and that's not just the end. And that we all have this attitude, and we all have, open to good people, and that the bad people are going to get punished, even if they don't end up paying for it in life. If they use their money and connections to get away with it, that in death they will have to own up and face the consequences for their actions. And her attitude with her interactions with everybody else made me see that there are so many good people out there. And I loved the idea that the people who do end up in hell have the chance to become better. That even if they might have to suffer for their consequences, there's always the chance that they can grow. And if nothing else, this book, guys, even though I'm about to start crying right now, I normally read a book very quickly. But this one I had to take breaks from. I had to reread certain sections, and it was just an amazing book, guys. It was moving. It was just so much. And as a mom, some of the things that Lily did, worrying about being a mom for Sharky, it touched me so much. She had the same fears as everybody, and she showed that just because you don't give birth to a child doesn't mean you're not still their mom. And she just, again, her story is just so amazing. And if you guys get a chance, please go out, read the book. You can get it on audiobook. You can get it just wherever. And please give it a chance. Go check it out on her little shorts of Hell's Bells on TikTok or YouTube. You guys can check out her website, which is jclynn.com. And just, again, please give this one a read. This one is going to be one that in the years to come is going to help whenever I need a break or ever I need to reiterate that people are people. This one is going to be one that I revisit over and over. So again, it is J.C. Lynn and is For Whom the Bell Tolls. So again, guys, if you guys have a chance, please give this a read. If you guys have gotten a read this, please let me know in the comments what was your favorite part, who really kind of caught hold of you, and how Lily just is an amazing person. I hope that she makes more books of this. I hope she makes a graphic novel out of the little show that she has on the TikTok and all that. I would so buy a graphic novel of all that. I hope she makes another, book or something. It's just wonderful. And heck, if she got all those compilations together and made a DVD to sell, I'd buy that too. So again, guys, get out there. Please read this. Please support her. Go to her Patreon account or whatever. Check out her merch on her website. Any of that. Because this author, this content creator, she is absolutely amazing and just awesome. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed that. Please check out our other videos already on YouTube. And give us a like and subscribe. And if you hit that bell for notifications, you'll know when we put something new out. So try to make every day matter by finding the fun. You guys have a great one. Bye.